Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go.
Pokemon frickin' Go. I have never seen a game get this big this fast. Facebook feed? Pokemon Go. All my friends at work? Pokemon Go. Businessman that just sat next to me on the bus? Actually, he's playing Candy Crush. But the guy in front of me, he's playing Pokemon Go. Whenever I walk down the street, I can pick people out playing this game. And given how Pokemon hasn't been nearly as huge as it was in the late 90s, early 2000s, that's really weird to me. But cool. Smartphones have been a pretty interesting social experiment on society. Over the years, I've watched as people have gradually become less and less sociable with strangers. And hey, I'm not pointing fingers, because I'm guilty of the same thing. I mean, why make a conversation to creepy Charlie over here when you just look at your phone and pretend you're deaf? Is it right? Is it wrong? However you look at it, it's definitely something people should acknowledge. What's interesting about Pokemon Go is that it's a game built upon social interaction. Walking outside, going to designated gyms in a nearby town, it's as if a single game is trying to undo what our culture has devolved into in the last few years. And it's kinda working. So we're talking 11 at night. I'm walking downtown with a few buds, and around us, tons and tons, large groups of people all playing Pokemon at 11 at night. Because of the inherent progression of the internet and technology, the world has worked very largely on anonymity, and as I mentioned earlier, just being generally uninvolved with the people around them. But Go really makes you feel like you're a part of the community, something I've never really felt like I've been a part of, or at least to this extent. Since the release of Go, people have just been going up to strangers and making friendly conversation, something I thought we didn't even know how to do anymore. There were even these kids that walked up to us and started telling us about some Squirtle that was a block away. I mean, these kids probably shouldn't have been out at 11, I mean, they're only 10.
Hey kids, you want some candy? I got some in my van.
Look, we're the kids of the next generation. We're not that dumb.
I know where a Charizard is.
Well, then what are you waiting for? Drive the damn car!
But still, it's pretty fascinating how one single game can change how strangers interact with each other. So after sucking Go's damn cock this whole time, you would probably guess I'm a huge fan of the game, right? No. Pokemon Go is one of the most broken, messy, and unrealized games I have ever played. And given it probably froze for you while you're watching a single video alone, I'm sure I don't need to tell you that. Even the game's Professor Willow, is an early indicator of how disjointed the game feels. I mean, look at this memer. His design is like 15 different things. He's a professor, of course, but he's also way into backpacking. Oh, and just this morning he went body surfing, which is why he's got the wetsuit. Also, he's a huge jogger enthusiast. And the hair. Let's not forget about that Hot Topic sponsor. I can only imagine the board meeting for this guy. Alright, gentlemen, Pokemon Go officially releases in a month, but we need an avatar to introduce the players to our game. And also for the tutorial that we're never gonna add. So any ideas for the design? Well, keeping in the theme of Pokemon, let's make him a professor.
Yeah, as if this game keeps anything in the theme of Pokemon. Look, I think we all know we need to reach the edgy kid demographic out there. He needs style, with spiky streaked hair.
I think it's pretty obvious we need to make him a jogger to represent the idea of walking around with your phone out.
I like hiking!
Look,
Gentlemen, please, gentlemen!
All. We will do all. So yeah, the concept of walking around with your phone out and catching Pokemon is really cool. And for a lot of people, including myself, the concept alone is cool enough to look over most of the game's shortcomings. But they're definitely there. Its biggest fault, in my opinion, is all the inconsistencies with the actual series. It doesn't really feel like a Pokemon game, nor does it feel like it was made by someone who's even a fan of Pokemon. You know what it is? The game feels like some Google employee was just like, hey Mark, your GPS and AR engines work great. How about you say we milk all those kids dry by turning it into a Pokemon game? Sir, I don't know the first thing about Pokemon. Wonderful, sounds good. There's tons of fan wikis on the internet, so go nuts. Alright bud, see you in a week. If the game isn't finished by then, you're fired. And then Pokemon Go happened. You can't battle wild Pokemon, and if you want to evolve them, you have to catch multiple of the exact Pokemon to do so. What? Yeah, and then after you catch them, you can transfer them, which is basically just selling them so you get more candy to evolve your Pokemon. That is completely against the theming of the game. Remember that one time you're about to fight a gym, you're like, oh man, I better sell these Pokemon I don't want so I can buy some more revives. No! You never said that because that's not how the game works! There's eggs just like the main series as well, but if you want to hatch them, you need to put them inside incubators. Why? If anything, I would think that this would be the one thing that translates to mobile games the best. In the game, you get an egg, and then you walk around enough until it hatches. Which, I mean, I guess is basically how it works here, but then why do you need to put the damn thing in an incubator? But then with all these inconsistencies, the one thing they decide to keep is the ability to choose your starter. Why? It's completely pointless. You know why? Here's why. Because if you want to power him up, you need to catch more of the starter Pokemon you picked. And by the time you catch enough, your starter is going to be the weakest one you have anyway. I think the biggest mistake, hands down, is the gym battles. Like, wow, they're horrible. The idea of having gyms at specified locations on your GPS is a really, really cool idea. And then you can take them over and have them become your own gym. That's an awesome idea. But then they had to f it all up with the battle system. Basically, the way it works is the opposing Pokemon is in the center. By swiping on the screen, you can move your Pokemon left or right to dodge attacks. And then the attack, you just tab the Pokemon a bunch until they hopefully die. A really half-assed system. But one of the biggest problems is that it's completely based on your connection. And since more than likely you're going to be connected to 4G, you'll enter a gym and then you'll die before you can do anything about it. What the hell was wrong with this system implemented since, I don't know, 1996? A turn-based system like the game would make for a lot less unfair battles, and it would actually encourage the player to be a lot more alert about the team they're picking instead of, you know, just picking the guys in your team that have the highest number. But hey, it's better than nothing! Look, I don't want to give the impression that I don't like this game, because that isn't the case. Pokemon Go was one of the most exciting experiences I've had in a long while. I just can't help to feel it's all a little unrealized. And that's a shame, because if this felt a little more like a Pokemon game, I think even more people would be playing it. I mean, hell, I didn't even download the game until about a week later for that very reason. But for what it is, Pokemon Go is a really awesome, socially driven experience. It's made Nintendo a shitload of money, and I can only hope it'll steer the series towards bigger and better things. Ha, I'm just messing with you. Have you seen the new damn starter? It's like, come on, what a fucking joke! Hey, thanks for watching. Oh, and before all the 8-year-olds go nuts, I'm actually pretty excited about Sun and Moon. Hell, maybe I'll even do a review of it. Oh, also, I finally have a Twitter now, so if you want to keep up with what I'm doing, you can follow me on there. And as usual, I have my Facebook, so if you want to follow me on there, you can as well. Time to address the elephant in the room, though. I am really damn sorry it's been a whole year since my last upload. I'll be addressing it in a future video, but for now, I just want to thank everyone for sticking with me for this long. You guys are the real MVPs. But until next time, have a good one.